guys, Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music, hanging out with Adam Shoenfeld here in Nashville, Tennessee. A studio guitar player plus touring guitar player, big and rich, Jason Aldean, Luke Bryan, Florida Georgia Line, currently with Tim McGraw.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah, you're a busy guy.
I stay busy.
And by the way, thank you for allowing us into your humble abode.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
It's always good to have new friends over.
Are you from Nashville?
I've been here long enough to say that. Born up in New York and raised New Jersey, but I've been here longer than either of those places.
What brought you to Nashville?
It's a little thing called music.
Yes, right?
I was in a band that moved down together and signed a little management deal and was going to be stars.
New York, Jersey,
Yeah.
You're not growing up as a country kid.
No, man, back in those days, there was no country on the radio in that part of Jersey. I think the year before I moved to Nashville, it turned to a country station.
But country obviously has so much rock and blues and all the good stuff in it. Did you go to like school for music, or you just had a mentor?
No, I had a really good music program at my school, my high school.
Nice.
You know, it was a private school, but it was like it was a house off the campus of this school.
Yeah.
And we had cats from New York and Delaware Water Gap that were real jazz cats teaching us. Instead of a high school band, like playing trumpet or something, I had a jazz rock ensemble.
How do you transition into like country aesthetic with your guitar playing? Like is that like just drinking the water here?
No, I don't think I ever really did.
You didn't drink water?
You know, I mean, I don't drink water. I think it's overrated. I've definitely had to do some digging and just learn some country licks just to know where they come from. You know, but I can remember the very first country record I played on, I was sweating. You know, it was hot in the room.
Yeah.
It was, but I was also nervous as anything. Came time for a solo, and I was like, guys, I don't play country.
Right.
I just don't, you know. And Ronnie goes, and I heard him through the mic, of course, he's across the room, and he goes, just play the blues, son, just play the blues. And I'm like, oh, Adam, just play the blues. My first country record, you gotta remember, was Big and Rich. My entry to the country world was Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. To make a very long story short, Kenny and I had a rock band. It broke up. And
Big Kenny.
Yeah, and then John and Kenny got their deal.
Okay.
And in the interim, John and Kenny were using me on their country demos in the studio.
Oh, okay.
It came time for their record, and I still didn't think of myself as a country player, even though I had done some demos, but they're like, we got a record deal and we want you to play on the record. And I'm like, dude, I don't play country.
Right.
And they're like, exactly. So that's how I got my start. That, Hicktown, you know.
What was your first kind of gig in Nashville? So you moved with the band.
Yeah, I moved with the band, but you know, the first musical gig was kind of not musical. It was answering phones at a studio, but because of that, I was kind of thrown into being a house musician for the owner's publishing company.
A creative way to get in there.
You know, and I could use a studio on my own as long as I had an engineer in any room that was open at any time.
Being a studio guitar player is a whole different beast than performing live, right?
Yeah.
So what do you enjoy more?
Well, I don't think they're that different, except that sometimes you got to put your leash on the stage. You know, to me, it might be the opposite of what some people think. On the stage, I got the leash on, and I'm playing those parts right every night.
Right.
You know, whereas the studio is where you can, you know, step out.
How much time do you spend on the road right now?
We've been gone at least 4 days a week for the last 7 months.
Yeah.
It's one of the longest tours I've ever done.
Okay, with Tim McGraw?
Yeah. And Faith Hill together.
Course.
Soul to soul.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Put it up. Soul to soul, baby.
Is that what you call that? Soul to soul?
Soul to soul.
Yeah.
No, that's the name of their tour.
You've worked with a ton of people in the studio. You remember the first time you heard you're playing on the radio, like on a big song?
Yeah, I mean, it was exciting back in the
tell
day.
me
I mean,
about
you'd put on CMT to see the video, you know, because I started to be in videos, and it was really cool when I'd, you know, walk into Home Depot and all of a sudden be like, wait, you know, it was exciting.
Were you always a Gibson guy? We're going to talk about your guitar in a second.
No, I was always a Strat kid. You know, I started to find live that Gibsons, you know, were a little bigger. And it was actually really because of this guitar. But now, being a studio musician, you want to have everything. And there's qualities to everything. Like the Gretsch, you're not going to get that out of this.
Right.
You know?
Do you songwrite and produce as well?
My fiance and I have this lovely little studio here.
Is she in music?
She is. We have a project together, a duo.
What do we call that?
Suncat.
Do you guys have an album out yet, or?
We have 5 songs ready to be mixed. These 5 songs came out in 2 weeks.
Would you call it country, modern
well,
country?
Well, if it had to be in a genre, it would probably be country. Our saying is WW LSD. What would Lindsay and Stevie do?
That,
For us musically is very inspired by Fleetwood Mac. I'm not sure if it really comes out in it to anyone else but us.
Sure.
So if it had to be in a genre, it would be country.
so real quick, Mississippi Girl, Faith Hill song,
Yep.
huge. You were involved with that.
I was.
Can you tell me a little backstory on that?
Came out of nowhere.
A nice surprise.
Yeah, I was on the tour bus one day sitting there and John walked up. He said, hey man, I got this idea for a song for Faith. You want to write it with me? And I'm like, well, okay, sure. You know.
I remember it.
Yeah, and he had the bones of it, and he had the bulk of the idea, and of course he's a hell of a songwriter. He's one of the most amazing songwriters ever. So, I mean, I definitely played a part in it.
Right.
But at that point, I've written songs for a long time. I've written since I was 14, but John had a publishing deal, he had a record deal. I was a kid, and that, I kind of let him do his thing and interjected,
And would that be music and lyrics, like just?
Mostly lyric.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
Mostly just lyric. And I think we spent, on the road, especially for an artist, they get 30 minutes here and there, and then they got to go do radio, or they got to go talk to whoever. So I think we spent 30 minutes twice. Right now, I can't remember what town it was, but every time we pull into the back of that amphitheater, I go, oh, this is where it happened. I remember sitting in the back of the bus, looking out the window, because John said he was going to go play the song for Faith. And I look over, and there he is, sitting with Faith in the grass on this little hill above where the bus is parked. And he's playing her the song. I'm looking out the window. I'm like,
Wonder how that's going.
Okay. John comes on the bus. Dude, she loves it. She's going to cut it. Really? Whatever.
You probably heard that before.
No,
I mean, not with Faith, but like.
No, I hadn't at that point.
Okay.
No, I hadn't.
So you didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, but
actually.
I was like, whatever. Because you got to remember also, at this point, I'm still a rock guy. I happen to play with these guys that have a country deal.
Right.
I'm not a country guitar.
Did you ever wonder how did I end up here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So she's going to cut it, whatever. Then it turned into, they're going to the studio, they're cutting it. And I'm like, whatever. Then it turned into, it's going to be her first single. I'm like, whatever. And then they're like, it's going to be #1. And I'm like, whatever. And then it was #1.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks. It was great. It's life-changing.
So many people dream of that.
Yep.
We talked about how you used to be a Strat guy, and this guitar kind of changed your life. So tell me what this is.
It's a Melody Maker. I think it's a 64, possibly 65.
Wow.
When I was working at the studio, when I was a kid, one of the engineers that had a separate room in the studio had a friend named Todd Odie. Really sweet guy. He was a musician. I don't remember how I saw the guitar, but for some reason he decided to lend it to me.
Oh boy. Okay.
And then at some point he came back and he asked for it back. And as he asked for it back, he looked at me and he said, you really like this guitar, don't you? I said, yeah, I really do like that guitar. He said, I'll tell you what, give me $1. And if you ever want to get rid of the guitar, I'll give you the $1 back and you give me the guitar. Other than that, it's yours.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I don't know what it was about this. I have 3 of these now.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
60s Melody Maker.
Melody Maker. This is a DiMarzio X2N pickup, real high gain thing.
Yeah.
I've got an X2N and another one. The original X2N that's in this, I'm gonna get dipped. It's way microphonic right now. But this one sounds pretty good. It's 1979. They have it stamped on the back. And then another one, I have a DiMarzio Super Distortion. Probably goes
Tone
down
all the way
same-
up all the time, or?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
For this, bridge, I don't typically roll the tone back on bridge unless it's a guitar that's overly bright.
Okay. It's time for you to do what you do best. And if you don't mind, I'd love to just hear you play it. So we got a big crack.
Oh,
Do you ever worry about that? or-
Well, here's the deal. So I didn't treat this guitar as well as I should have, considering the story I just told you.
Okay.
There were some moments on stage where I decided to throw things that had 6 strings.
Okay.
And this one got thrown several times. But it's something about the last time you throw a guitar, when it's in the air, you go, oh no, I shouldn't have done it
Slow
this
motion.
time. Yeah. So it broke.
Oh, yeah.
The neck popped out with this piece of the body, and the headstock right along that crack that came off. And I gathered the pieces. I was able to fix that myself, some dowels and glue it. His guitar's been on so much stuff that I played on. I'm pretty sure I played it on She's Country, Jason Aldean, Country Girl Shake It For Me. You know, it's just that big sound. Most likely I played it on Saber Horse Ride a Cowboy too.
So what do we got here?
You know what? I'm pretty sure this is called a Guild A60.
Okay.
I think is the model name. But the story behind this guitar, first of all, the guitar I had that I moved to Nashville with was a Guild S300D, which was same body style, but it had 2 pickups, and the D stood for DiMarzio Super Distortion, which is really similar to the X2N in the Melody Maker, which is why I think I gravitated towards that guitar.
Because it felt like your favorite
I
guitar.
had gotten rid of that Guild after I'd moved down, and I didn't have many guitars when Todd gave me the Melody Maker. So I think that's why I liked it. Same real thin mahogany. You know, I mean, who knows if this is mahogany, but it looks like
It does, yeah.
rich mahogany. It's a little fatter than the Melody Maker. But you know, interestingly enough, so the reason I got this specific guitar is I was on that kick of, I want to get every guitar I've ever had back.
I know that.
Or something like it.
What was the name of your metal band when you were 14? I know it's good.
Well, it started out, the one my dad was a big fan of.
Okay.
Hooded Justice. He said, Adam, you can't have that name for your band. There's too many things people can read into.
Yeah.
We went to Albatross for like a week.
Okay.
But there already was an Albatross.
That's what I was gonna say.
And then we decided to stick with Moorhead Fonster, which came from a ski trip that the older kids went on, the older kids in the band went on, and this girl her forehead looked big, and apparently our bass player went to say forehead monster, and he said, Moorhead Fonster! Moorhead Fonster.
That's gold right there. So what do we got? Another
Gretsch
we got a
6120.
And by the way, I'm holding your newest Gretsch, but so say it again. What is
it? Gretsch 6120. Nashville, or you know, similar to the Chet Atkins model. I think it's the exact same thing, except it had a pickguard that didn't say Chet Atkins on it. You know what I love about this guitar is what people don't expect you to do with it. First of all, if you go to it's a nice, all ranges of grit with just a rake, you know, on this. But I love doing solos on this guitar.
All right.
And I love the bar, you know.
Yeah.
It's great.
So on tour, how many guitars do you use live?
7 or 8.
Is it like that song is always that guitar?
Yeah.
Do you switch up the pickups and whatnot? Or?
I typically am there, you know, this down, this in the middle, whatever that means. I'm a bridge guy.
I gotcha.
I'm a bridge picker.
Well, your Melody Maker only had the bridge pickup.
Yeah, that might be one of the reasons.
Yeah. How many do you bring to a session? Especially if you're going into a session, you don't know what is gonna.
Yeah, you know, I got a kind of a rounded out arsenal, like in my guitar coffin that goes around in cartage, you know. And it's probably about the same amount of guitars, about 8. But you know, you got like this, you got the Gretsch, you got the Les Paul, the Melody Maker, the Strat, the Telly. You try to have, you know, if somebody says, I want a Telly thing, well, you're not gonna pick up a Les Paul.
Right.
Unless they say, we want a Telly thing, but we want more beef on it.
about
well,
this.
of course, Angus has humbuckers in his, this is a SG Junior.
Same theme of the one pickup.
Yeah,
That's
kind of
the
like the
Adam
Melody
special.
Maker, but it's P90, so it's a lot rounder.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, a little more full of a sound, less like axe in the forehead.
So to the hobbyist, it looks very similar to the first guitar that we
Yeah.
opened with.
Yeah.
How is this different?
Just that. I mean, it's just got that round flavor. This is like laying your head down on a pillow with your headphones blasting AC/DC.
Okay.
Whereas the other one is like just having your headphones on and rocking out. You know, it's got a roundness, a softness to it. Got at least the last 4 Jason Aldean records, almost every solo I've done is this guitar. Yeah, I just love this guitar, man. You know,
Nice,
and it's this thing's not even completely correct. Like, I mean, like the neck had to be shaved, and sometimes it deads out up here, but it's still.
Do you like the lightness of it?
I do, and again,
SG?
the thing for me, thin.
Yeah.
It's just like the Melody Maker, just like that Guild. You know, just it's that thin wood. Something about the resonance.
You also probably have that personal connection to that Melody Maker, and you played
Yeah.
so much, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm only getting to know you
No,
right
I
now,
do.
but it seems
I
like
do, man. I can't help but like go conk, conk, conk.
Yeah.
You know, I might sit down on some sissy little song on a session, and it's like conk, conk, conk.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I have to rock. Yeah. All right. Dude, so we've been doing an AC/DC
Tell me.
cover band. I cannot play that. He picks up and down.
You know how I do it?
Show me how you do
No,
it. Get it right.
I plant my pinky and I go.
But can you do it in time over that extended amount of time?
Not for the whole song.
It's ridiculous.
I really.
Oh, I'm sure he punched in and shit
I was just
on the
gonna say,
recorded version.
I'm better at this part.
But dude, yeah,
For
but
5 minutes.
No, but seriously, even live though, even though he goes to the,
Yeah.
still the amount of time. I'm like live. I'm going.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you want to feel like pumped up,
Yeah.
just go to like a live AC/DC footage. Like
Oh, dude.
anything, dude.
Anytime.
Anything.
Yep.
like,
It's amazing.
Just the way he walks, the way he plays, his
Yep.
body,
Yep.
like it's ridiculous. So that particular Thunderstruck thing
Yeah.
that you're bringing up,
Yeah.
I really appreciate that you
Yeah.
actually think that's hard because
Oh, it's hard, dude.
to me,
It's
I
so
would walk
hard.
in here and think that you could just nail
No,
that. Like
nope.
I don't get.
Hardest guitar lick I've
like
ever had
133
to
BPM.
play it like him. The hardest guitar lick, and it's just alternate pick.
And you can hear that it is. Yeah.
It's alright if you love me. It's alright if you don't. I'm not afraid of you running away, honey. I get the feeling you won't.
So what do we got here?
64 Firebird.
Wow.
Headstock's been repaired twice. One was my fault.
The other one was your fault.
No. I got it. It was already repaired headstock. It's amazing how
other
they
one
do
was
this
your
work.
other
Like,
personality, your split
Yeah,
personality
it
to the
was.
other one.
No, but other than obviously the finish looks brand new here and not here, I mean, you can't tell that it was,
No.
Guys at Gibson really did it up awesome for me. I got this guitar from David Levita, who's in the Tim band with me.
Nice. The other guitar player?
Yeah, I've always wanted a real Firebird. I had a custom shop one for a while, not as good.
Well, they truly look like an axe.
Dude, they look like an axe.
That
they
is cool.
they slay like an axe. I mean, the tone. You think a Strat is the neck pickup. Dude, I'll grab this any day over a Strat.
Oh, yeah.
This is gold, man.
one thing we've learned in this episode is don't break your guitars, folks.
Sometimes you have to. I mean, sometimes you're on stage and you're upset about something, or you're just energized.
The adrenaline.
And you just, the adrenaline.
Yeah.
The adrenaline. Yeah. But you know what the difference is?
What?
Between smashing your guitar in your early 20s and then in your 40s?
What?
In your early 20s, it's this. It's... Smack!
Okay.
In your 40s, it's this, because I just did this recently in the last couple of years. Yeah. Oh, wait, I need to move back. I don't want to hit anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody. And wait, should I do this? Can I don't like, yeah, okay, here I go. Boom, that's the difference.
Okay, so you've learned a lot.
Yeah.
You've come a long way.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of you.
Yeah.
I think we had a little too much fun here. I want to thank again Adam
I know you
Shoenfeld.
did. Sorry.
All right, we had a bit too much fun here tonight, but I want to thank Homeboy. That was so much fun. I hope we get to hang out again.
Great to hang with you. We'll do it again.
Okay,
absolutely.
Cool. And also, you guys, thank you so much for supporting Marty Music. Really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate you doing that. We're also going to leave a link below for Adam's stuff, your music, your site, all that stuff. So please support Adam and check it out.